Hey everyone, I'm Bradford with the Penny Pinch Guide of Personal Finance. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 2021 Recovery Rebate Credit. Now, there's a couple different names that this was operating under. While if you filed your 2021 taxes and you claim this credit, you should be familiar with it, and so you've already received it. So if so, you can just click on from this video. But for everybody else, if you didn't receive the third stimulus check, when we were talking about the 2020, 2021 COVID pandemic era stuff, when the IRS was giving out those checks, if you didn't get the first two stimulus checks, unfortunately, it is too late. But if you never received the third stimulus check and you didn't file for the 2021 Recovery Rebate Credit, it's not too late. The nice thing, the IRS did have a press release in December of 2024 that if you did file your 2021 taxes and you did not claim this credit and you're eligible for it, you will automatically receive it. There's nothing else that you need to do. And so approximately 1 million taxpayers who were eligible that didn't claim the credit on their 2021 taxes should be receiving the amount that they're eligible for in either December of 2024 or by the tail end of January 2025. Now, since it is February when this video is coming out and all those automatic payments should have already occurred, you might be wondering, hey, where is my money? How is the IRS actually paying this out? Now, the first way that they're going to try is based off your 2023 tax returns. They're going to look at the bank account that you have on file, if you elected to have that money automatically deposited into it, and then they're just going to be sending you an ACH transfer via that way. Now, hey, what if since your 2023 taxes have been filed and sent off, you close the bank account that you were using? Now, the IRS is going to initially try to send that money to that bank, but it will be kicked back to the IRS, and then they're just going to end up sending you a check in the mail to the address of record that they have on file. So at least that initial discussion sort of covered everybody that did file their taxes in 2021 and were actually eligible to receive this tax credit. Now, you might be asking, what if I didn't file my taxes in 2021? Is it too late to be able to file my taxes for then, even if I technically wasn't required to based on my income that I made? Yes, it's not too late. You have up until the tax filing deadline of this year, April 15th, 2025, to be able to file your 2021 taxes and still receive the 2021 Recovery Rebate Credit. Now, to be able to decide if it's actually worth it for you to be able to go back and file your taxes from 2021, let's go over what the original eligibility criteria was to be able to receive this tax credit in the first place. The first part's kind of generic. It doesn't deal with your income that you made, but there's three things here, is that you have to have been a U.S. citizen or U.S. resident alien in 2021, you were not a dependent of another taxpayer in 2021, and then you have a social security number issued by the due date of the tax return, you claim a dependent who has a social security number issued by the due date of the tax return, or you claim a dependent with an adoption taxpayer identification number. Now, I feel like those first two criteria are pretty self-explanatory, but the third one just deals with, obviously you can claim for yourself, you can claim for your spouse, and then you can claim for as many dependents as you actually have to be able to receive up to that maximum amount of $1,400 per person for this recovery rebate credit. Now that we know what the baseline eligibility is to be able to receive this credit, let's look at what the income cap levels are. So first I want to note is your credit amount will be reduced by the amount of your third economic impact payment. So if you already received some sort of stimulus check, specifically the third stimulus check, you're not going to be able to get this credit again. It's not a twofer. You get it either one time, whether directly in the mail with the stimulus check, or you filed it in your 2021 taxes and received that recovery rebate later. Now, so for this one, we already talked about you can't have received it previously to be able to claim it again. Now let's look at what these income cap limits are. So based on line 11 of your 2021 Form 1040, that's your individual tax return, the cap here to be able to receive the full amount is $150,000 if you're married and filing a joint return, or as a qualifying widow or widower. $112,500 if you're filing as head of household, or $75,000 for all others. So that includes both single and married filing separately. And then they pretty steeply discount the amount of the rebate that you're able to earn up to the following amounts: $160,000 if you're married and filing jointly, or as a qualifying widow or widower, $120,000 if filing as head of household, or $80,000 for all others. If you make a single dollar more than that, you're going to be receiving zero for this recovery rebate credit. Now, if you're receiving anywhere between the maximum where you're going to receive the total amount or the cap where you're not going to receive anything else, they have a pretty steep rate. So the amount you're going to receive if you made $2,000 over the maximum amount to receive the full rate, it's going to drop off pretty sharply. They do give a couple examples. So I said if you're filing a single, it's $75,000 to receive the full amount. If you filed and you made $77,500, so just $2,500 over that maximum amount, you would only receive half the rebate credit, so $700, as opposed to the $1,400 if you only made $75,000. Just to give you an idea of how quickly the recovery rebate goes to zero once you exceed that max income amount to be able to receive the total amount of the recovery rebate credit. So now it's time to actually go back and file your 2021 tax return if you didn't do it in the first place, so that way you're not missing out on money that is due to you. Now, if you want to make sure that you can do that without having to pay a single dime to file your taxes, you're going to want to check out this playlist right here, where we're going to walk you through a wide variety of ways that are available to you to be able to file your taxes completely for free. Now, I want to thank you for joining me today, and from your first penny to your first million, we're here to help.